Just give me a sec. I feel like that's better. It's just too much. Now you can just see my bald patches. It's fine. It's fine. Hi guys. I am doing Taryn Knight's Potter Week Prompts Challenge. I thought it would be really cool for you guys to see the process behind these things. You'll see like how I did it from the rough stage to the finished drawing stage. So I hope you're cool with that. If you're not familiar, the Potter Week Prompts Challenge is a week of Harry Potter, fuck me. A Harry Potter based challenge that Taryn Knight, a fellow amazing, incredible, just super duper illustrator, sets up. She gives 7 prompts for the last week of July, and you can illustrate around those 7 Harry Potter-ish prompts. So we're going to do the first one today, which is new student. This is the rough that I have been working on. I am very happy with it. There are a few like minor changes that I will make once I get into the actual illustration phase. The first thing I want to show you is the initial roughs that I did for this, because I had a lot of ideas and I wanted to do something Hufflepuff based because I am a Hufflepuff. And I'm gonna show you just like 2 of the pages in my sketchbook that I worked on to do with this whole new student idea, and then I'm gonna turn my phone on and try to use it as a light source through my very nice glass coffee table, because I don't have a light box. So hopefully this works. I've tried it before and it's done wonders, so hopefully it will work this time. But yeah, here is my roughs. I don't know if I'll be this thorough for every illustration, but this is the first page of the sketchbook where I was playing with like expressions and drawing the sorting hat. I also realized after I did this one that there were tassels missing, because in the original movie, which I am currently watching, they have the tassels hanging from the hat. The other page that I did was this one, and I think the hat needed to be bigger because in the movies and in the books, you know, they're kids, so the hat should be ginormous. The hat should be ginormous. So that's what we're working with, and that's what basically led to this one here. I think it will look better once it's done in brush pen, so we'll see. going to ignore the Harry Potter theme song. This is the finished version of this specific illustration. My camera battery is flashing at me telling me that it's gonna die, and I'm super ready for bed. It's like 10 p.m. It's well and truly past my bedtime. So we did 1, 6 more to go. Hello, welcome to prompt number 2. The prompt for today is pets, and this one was a hard decision for me because animals are not my forte. Initially, my idea was to do like Hogwarts luggage, like suitcases. I could just say suitcases, but whatever. With like the pets of like the main characters, so like Crookshanks and Hedwig and Trevor, Neville's toad, and Scabbers. But I thought that it was a little bit generic, like the idea, and it just, every time I pictured it, I imagined it being like something that I would have seen in the illustrated versions of the books. So I decided to go a different way, and I'm just looking at my sketchbook here because I've decided to draw the birds, and some of them are okay so far, some of them are a bit meh. I'm particularly struggling with Fawkes, the phoenix. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the schematic based on the sketchbook illustrations that I've done so far. I'm going to do a rough and just get the layout right. I'm also going to put their names just because I think it's a bit fun to play with type, and I loved doing the Hufflepuff, just poke myself in the nose, the Hufflepuff font. Well, it's not really a font, but it's just fun using lettering. Yeah. We're gonna draw some owls and phoenixes today, and I'm gonna keep watching The Nanny because I've decided that if I ever want to grow up to be anyone, I want to grow up to be Fran Drescher. So yeah. I have finished the owls, so here you go, and Fawkes. I think I'm actually gonna do some rearranging of this illustration just when I put it into Photoshop. I don't tend to Photoshop my illustrations too much, but I do scan them quite often, and I think I just want to play around with the placement of it, because one thing that's really bothering me is that every other bird except for Fawkes has their name above them. So I might I might play with that. But it's not the worst thing in the world if that's how it ends up being in its final moments. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. I don't think Hedwig looks like Hedwig, but other than that, I'm pretty happy with the overall look. I'm now moving on to prompt number 3, which is snow, and I'm drawing Hogsmeade. So this is the very rough version of it. And I'm just gonna do very simple lines, and then when I trace it I will put in all the details like the tiles and the brickwork. I don't want to get too caught up on that with the rough because it is an absolute bitch to trace when it gets like that, and Honestly, I find that when I do the details on a rough, the first time around it always looks better. And I think that's partially due to the fact that all my excitement and energy goes into the rough version, and then when I get to the final, it gets laborious and crap. So I'm gonna give myself some guiding lines to draw in, like the ones that you can see here on the roof. But a lot of it will be covered with snow. So the majority of the brickwork will be in the building section, not so much this sort of part of the roof. So I'm quite excited about that. I was really conscious of doing something that involved characters for snow, and I thought Hogsmeade is the perfect example of snow. So that little gap there on the ground will probably, where is it? It's over there. You can't really, can you see? Yeah, you can see. This little gap over here will be like a little bit of a puddle rather than snow, and the rest of it will be snow covered and beautiful. And there's going to be some glowy kind of lights. I'm really building this up, by the way. Like, I am so out of practice with this kind of work that it might turn to shit. But so far, I feel like my ethic with this has been quite good. If I'm not happy with something, I just rework it. And then there comes a point, you know, where there's reworking it and then there's driving yourself insane. So I am about to lose daylight. It's almost 5 p.m. here, which means that the sun is going to go down within the next, like, half an hour. So there's a very good chance I'm going to have to set up the old torch through the coffee table system again. And we're probably going to be drawing in the dark a little bit. So I hope you're down for the crappy lighting. I mean, to be fair, I'm extremely bright right now because my camera just doesn't like me. So yeah, be prepared for a bit of shit lighting. But I'm really hoping I can get this illustration done before I go to bed because I want to have a really early night tonight. So we've made it to 8:30 and I'm an early bird when it comes to going to bed. So I'm gonna stop working on this from here. I don't want to overwork it and I definitely don't want to get slack. So I'm gonna say goodnight and I will come back to this tomorrow. My hair is on its own planet today, it's just doing its own thing. Hello again. We have finished prompt number 3, which was snow. I am quite happy with this. I think that
It is definitely a learning curve. I am not confident in drawing buildings like these in Hogsmeade, and this was a very comforting challenge because I always think of Hogsmeade as somewhere really cozy and lovely, and it definitely could use a little bit more context, but for the most part I'm really happy with it. It's not too overdone, and I'm really glad that I gave myself a break, because it just would have been a mess if I had stayed up late and tried to work into it. I would have overpainted something, or I would have just smudged something or spilt something. That's generally what tends to happen when I overwork things. So I'm pretty damn pleased with that. It's definitely a good starting point for doing more kind of architectural things, even if it is supposed to be a bit wonky, because all Harry Potter buildings are a bit wonky. But yeah, happy with that. Next clip you will see will probably be part 4 of this installment of Potter Week prompts, and I will be doing On the Menu, which is hopefully going to be a feast in the Great Hall with Sir Nicholas's head popping through. We'll see how that transpires, but for now I'm gonna clean up my coffee table and hide any shred of making a mess because I have an apartment inspection tomorrow, so I need to carry on with my life stuff. Sorry. Hello guys, welcome to Saturday. Last clip I filmed was on Monday, and I haven't done like anything Potter Week prompts challenge related all week because I've been doing visa stuff. Yay! If you're not aware of my situation, where have you been? I don't shut up about this. I am engaged to a lovely Floridian named Justice, and he left Australia back in April because his visa here finished, and I applied for a visa back in October last year, and the process has been very long. So we're in like the final sort of stages now for my application, and this week I was preparing everything to book my interview because I have to go to Sydney to book an interview and state my case and all that fun stuff. So yeah, my personal life kind of became more of a priority this week, but it's okay because I literally can't do anything with my visa stuff this weekend because everything closes on the weekend. So but yeah, so I am gonna move on to prompt number 4 today, finally, and I'm actually gonna split this into 2 videos because I feel like this is gonna be a really long video if I do just like all 7 prompts in one video. I also just don't feel right about posting a behind the scenes of every illustration before they've come out on Instagram. So by the time you watch this video, at least these 4 illustrations will be up, if not going up. So it's very exciting, and that way you can see the whole process in real time. And then if you're watching this in the future, you can just click a link below, providing I remember to put it there, because I'm terrible at that. If I don't, please remind me because you would like to see that, or I can put it in that little thingy up here that I never know which direction to point to. Prompt number 4 is On the Menu. I'm very excited about this one, you guys, because it was a challenge, and I think based on just the rough that I've done, it's a challenge that I have succeeded at, kind of. We'll wait and see. I've decided to draw a nearly headless Nick coming out of the Gryffindor table in the dining hall, with Harry and Hermione and Ron all like, oh, what the hell? And yeah, I'm very excited about this. I'm hoping I can start on prompt number 5 today as well, but you will see that in another video. And yeah.
apologies for my dishwasher. I have not been using it for like a week because it keeps fucking annoying me and like telling me there's an error. And I had a mountain of dishes this morning, so I was like, alright, I'm just gonna see if it works, and this is what I'm dealing with now. This illustration is done. Yay! So here you go. I have considered putting like a wood grainy texture, especially here, but I don't want to overdo it because obviously this is the focal point, and once I scan it, it's gonna come up a bit funny anyway, so I think I'm just gonna leave it as is, and then if it's still bothering me I can always add to it later. But for now I'm quite happy with that, and I just want to get on with the next few prompts because I'm very excited. Thank you so much for watching this video. Tune in next week for the second installment of Potter Week Prompts Illustrations. Editing Chelsea here. I know I said I was going to do this video in 2 parts, but my visa stuff came up, you guys. I have an interview now. By the time you watch this video, I will have successfully booked my interview for my visa, done my medical for my visa, and be getting ready to go to Sydney. So I'm gonna have to cut my Potter Week Prompts illustration short because I don't have time. I apologize for that. I would have loved to do the other 3, but it's just not on the cards. I got stuck doing scary medical things and filling out paperwork and Skype calling Justice at like 5 in the morning to organize more paperwork. So I do apologize for that, but this is a good thing because it means there's going to be so many exciting illustrations to come from when I move to Florida. So I'll be back next week then with another new video. Thank you for watching this video. I'm going to let past Chelsea close this up now. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. It was fun to do. If you would like to see these videos a little bit earlier, or behind the scenes, or my sketchbook, or you would like to hear podcasts about what's going on with my life / world / illustration stuff, you can find me on Patreon. I adore my patrons, and if you are one, thank you. Thank you so bloody much. I just it's so cool. I keep saying that every time I do one of these videos. I'm like, oh, thank you to my Patreons, I love you. But I do, I really fucking do. It's amazing. Please check that out. A couple little updates before I forget. My Facebook page is no longer a thing. I removed that because I felt like I wasn't making content for it, and frankly Facebook bothers me a lot, especially because 9 times out of 10 the inquiries I were getting were insincere, and I didn't like being approached via Facebook. I didn't feel like it was okay, so that is gone now. If you used to follow me on Facebook, I'm sorry. Check me out on Instagram though instead, or Patreon instead. And at the moment I have put my Etsy shop on vacation mode because visa things are happening. By the time this video goes up, I should have my visa interview date. So yeah, sorry if you're trying to buy temporary tattoos or prints or something from me, but you know, the whole getting married and moving countries thing is kind of more of a priority for me right now. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you guys next week. Bye! Hi guys, that's a good way to start a video. Sets up, she gives 7 prompts. I don't know why I gave you 4 or 5 because I don't have 7 fingers. And then we're gonna dive into this lovely lady. That sounded really bad. Scratch that whole bit. So I'm gonna This dishwasher situation.